Ayojo. Aho. Ntifa fa na me foma. Amesi in here say for buga hisra here. Weza foma. Hashtag nobody. Me. The next migration. The next migration former. Let me make sure I'm together. The next migration former will be spiritual. Oh yes. Listen to me closely for me. I'm about to drop some jewels here that may go over your head. Kafla. I'm about to drop some jewels that may go over your head. But trust me when I say, this wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. For me right now, the spiritual lines, the spiritual boundaries of intellectual property are being laid. Hashtag intellectual property. Intellectual property is real estate for me. Again, I'm going to say things that are ahead of their time, but you will understand them as time goes on. Intellectual property is real estate. And allegiance will be currency. For me, this is inspired by a conversation that Uncle Black and the young lady from Mexico was having. In a nutshell, she was telling him how she had left Mexico for greener pastures, as it were, here in America. And as the delineation that has began to be made and continues to be made by us FBAs, that is Foundational Black Americans, which is a necessary evil, I might add, he began to interrogate, question her. Essentially, what's to stop you if you left there for better, greener pastures, as it were? And your allegiance, and the question he asked, is your allegiance to America or is your allegiance to Mexico? And she was confused as to, what does he mean? I'm going to do the land on this, where I'm going to get into detail of the different cultural ideologies, okay? But I don't have time to go into that here. But essentially saying, just long story short, in a mercenarial fashion, she's just going wherever the resources are. And we get it. But as Uncle was trying to get her to see, how can we trust you? Where do your allegiances lie if you made it that you're just going to go wherever the best deal is. Now, again, breaking that fully down, we're going to get to the cultural understandings, ideologies behind that. I'm not going to that at this moment. My point is, that is when the word came to me and I had the revelation. Right now, the whole world can see that come hell or high water, reparations in all of its iterations is coming to us foundational Black Americans. Now, you heard me say green pastures. A thing that we don't really have a concept of, being foundational Black Americans who have no country and no home, because we have essentially made the decision to start over from scratch from here, meaning the slave boats. We don't really have a concept of migration. But just because we have lost all ancestral memory from it, does not mean that the rest of the ancient world has. And so essentially they were having two different conversations, but I digress, so we made progress. My point is, since time immemorial, literally, a group of people migrates to, literally in its inception, seek greener pastures. Not pastors, heavens no. Pastures. P-A-S-T-U-R-E-S. I think that's when we made progress. So, not understanding her worldview, which is the ancient worldview, she was trying to get him to see that, no, I'm not defecting from anything. I'm not ceasing to be Mexico or none of that. I'm just, you go where the greener pastures are. I say all that to say, right now, the state that the world is in, the greener pastures will be with us. On all fronts. Again, spiritually first. Our culture of resistance, on the level that Uncle Black lays it out. Okay, there's levels to that. But on his level, is a beacon, a blueprint to the rest of the world. Just give you an understanding when I'm talking spiritually here. We're talking intellectual property. And so the world is beginning to migrate to Black people as a whole. FBA spearheading the movement, but there is literally a movement happening across the entire diaspora right now for me. It's really amazing to watch, as it's almost like the Most High has flipped a switch. It's happening. I sure hope you've tuned in to and subscribed to my namesake channel, where you will find the land. Leave the wisdom of this world. Land. My news segment. Your prophetic news source. Because I'm going to be following this thing, laying it out so you can understand what's going on. Trust me, no one else is bringing it to you the way that I am. I have my assignment, and that's all I'm doing is doing my part. So that's not boasting or being cocky. That's being confident in who I am and what I'm called to do. But I digress. We made progress. But this is happening. And so the greener pastures being us, and with us, the world is migrating to our intellectual property. And as I said, the allegiance is the currency. So when you're saying things and behaving off code, like Brother Anton Daniels, like Brother Byron Daniels. What's up with the Daniels? That just hit me. What's going on with the Daniels here? But you will find yourself outside of our borders, and therefore outside of our protections. Yes, woman. The black vote, as I told you the other day, is a very, very important vote. Once you lose it, like the villain said in Iron Man, you lose. You lose. What was I going to say? One last thing I want to say. Lord have mercy. Let me pause it just for a second. I remember. Kafla. I remember. For me, it's said in the Bogbo Afa, the Holy Scriptures, in the prophecies for me, 10 men will take hold of the boao, or what you call the fringes, the skirt in the Greek, of him that is a Jew, which is actually a Yesratowo, Viwo, Yesare, Jacobi, the sons of Israel, aka the sons of the Most High. And they will say, we will go with you. We have multiple scriptures about this for me, with their faces towards the east. That means the ancient paths for me. Nations will be clinging on to us. This is nothing new for me. You witnessed it in the so-called Exodus. The mixed multitude. No different, because that which has already been shall be again. Than what you are seeing right now, but it's happening on a spiritual plane. I hope you can understand what I just laid down. I'm telling you, this one's going to go over a lot of your heads. It's before its time, but it fits the digital age that we are entering into. It's heavy what I just said for me. But yes, with that format, we are the next migration will be a spiritual one. Have you packed your bags for me? Do you know where you're going? Do you know why? Nio Miniaba. Try Miniaba. Piao.